Hi everybody, happy Thursday. We have come to our last lesson on area. Is anybody else ready to be done with area besides me? This is it for area. Today is your last lesson on area, your project that you've been working on hopefully already this week. If not, be sure you get it done by tomorrow where you're figuring out the area or the design that Miss Young wants to choose for her pool and her garden and submitting that to us on your Google Doc. Next week we're going to go and start working on line plots, and that is our last math standard for the whole year. That's the only thing that we have left to teach you in math for 4th grade. It's amazing. So today we're going to figure out how to find some missing lengths of sides of our rectilinear figures, lengths or widths, because you're going to need to know how to do that to figure out areas of these shapes sometimes. So I want you to look up here first, okay? So this is a rectilinear figure with 2 unknown side lengths or widths. So I have 12 centimeters down here, this whole length. I have this is 6 centimeters. Across the top here, this is 8 centimeters. Down this way is 4 centimeters. And then this is unknown, and this is unknown. So I can't figure out the area of the whole thing unless I know those lengths. So I'm going to show you how you can use the information that you do have to figure out the information that you do not have. So let's start with this right here. So this length from here to here is what we need to figure out, because I'm already starting to see how we could decompose this figure into 2 rectangles, and I don't know either side length of this one, so that's going to really be important that I figure those out. So let's think about the lengths that we do have. We know that the length of the bottom is 12 centimeters. We know that the length of the top is 8 centimeters. Now, if this line came out here before it went down, it would be the same length as this, okay? Because if I just move this down, it's the same length. So I've got to figure out what this equals. So let's think what we know. We know that from here to here is 12 centimeters. We don't know what this is, but we know that from here to here is 8. So I know that 8 and something are going to equal 12, because this plus this is the same as that. So if you think about that, 8 plus something equals 12. You should pretty quickly be able to figure out that that something, the unknown here, is 4. Because 8 centimeters plus 4 centimeters equals 12. So I'm going to cross that out and put 4 centimeters. Okay? That wasn't too bad, was it? Now, let's do the same thing for the width. Okay? So this time, we know that the width of the entire long side here is 6 centimeters. Now, this, we know, is 4 centimeters. This is what we don't know. So I know that from here to here, or here to here, is 6 centimeters, and I know that this piece of it is 4, and this one is unknown. So down here we have 6 equals 4 plus something. Again, that's pretty easy. We should know that that question mark is 2, because 4 plus 2 is the same as 6. And you can see here that this and this are the same length. So change that to 2 centimeters. Now I can figure out the area of the whole thing. I'm going to find out the area of this, which is 4 times 2, which is 8 square centimeters. And this one up here is 8 times 6, because we're getting the area of this rectangle. So 8 times 6 equals 48 centimeters squared. Now, are we done? Hopefully you're saying no, because we have to add these together because we're getting the area of both pieces put together. So we're going to do 48 plus 8, and we know that 8 plus 8 is 16, and I just smeared it, I'm so sorry. 1 plus 4 equals 5. So the total area of this figure is 56 centimeters squared, okay? So that's all you have to do. Whatever the shape looks like, whichever direction it's facing, you've got to think of the pieces that are missing compared to the big piece that you have, so you can figure out the ones that you don't know. Okay, so down here, I have another one. This one, if you notice, the units are yards. We don't talk about yards very much, but if you remember back to early in our measurement unit, we learned that a yard is the same as 3 feet. So, about that big? About the length from your doorknob to the floor. That's about a yard. Okay, so let's think about this one. Now, I see 2 different ways that you could decompose this one. You could do this and this, or you could do this and this. Either way will work, but we still have 2 unknown sides. I forgot to draw the question marks here, but we don't know how much this is. Oh, Jack, you can't be in the math lesson, sorry. And this. So let's look at what we have and try to figure out what we don't know. So I see that the width here is 55 yards. The width here is also 55 yards. So if this went all the way around, we'd have a square because the sides are the same. Okay, so these sides are going to be the same also. So I know that this plus this is the same as this, because if I had a line right there, that would be the same length. So I have to figure this piece out by thinking about this plus this equal that. So I have 35 from here plus a question mark, because I don't know what that is. And they both together are going to be the same as 55. Okay? So if you remember, if you have an unknown when you're adding, you're going to do your opposite operation to figure it out. So I'm going to subtract 55 minus 35 to figure out that question mark. Now, hopefully some of you have already figured it out in your head, but if not, we can do this. 5 minus 5 is 0. 5 minus 3 is 2. So our question mark is 20 centimeters. Oh, no, not centimeters, yards, and I was just talking about yards, sorry. So 20 plus 35 equals 55. Okay, so now I have that piece of the puzzle. Now, I shouldn't have drawn over here, but I need to figure this one out. Okay, so let's see. This side length that we don't know plus this side length that we do, 22, equals this entire side. Okay, because if we have this piece and this piece, we're going to have the same length as we do on that side. So, again, I'm going to work backwards. I'm going to do 55 minus 22. 5 minus 2 is 3. And 5 minus 2 is 3. So this question mark is 33. So I'm going to write it on the inside so we can see it. This width is 33 yards. Don't forget my units. Okay, so now you can choose how you want to decompose it in order to find the area of the whole thing. I think well, actually, you know what? I'm going to let you guys figure it out. I would love for you to do this as a warm-up at the beginning of your math work today on your Google Doc. So before or after, you can just put practice problem, Thursday practice problem, and I want you to figure it out. So I'm going to give you a little hint. You could do that, and that way you'd be finding the area of this piece and this piece, or you could do it this way and find the area of this piece and this piece. And one of the reasons I stopped myself from solving this in front of you is I realized that this would be a really good practice for multiplication, because I don't know how many of you have been practicing multiplication. This will let us know. So hopefully you have been. Get you some scratch paper. Write down the measurements. You can pause the video and write down the measurements you need from the chart, and go ahead and type that right onto your Google Doc with your garden and pool selection for Miss Young. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed this little bit light week of math, and we'll see you next week for line plots, which we already did in 3rd grade, so it's not going to be very hard. Okay, guys? Have a great day. Let us know if you need help, and we will see you real soon. Bye.